Hi there, it's me, Jamie, from Jamie's Countdown, and this is my Bantu knot out. So I always get a lot of questions on how I achieve this look, so I figured that it would be great to do a video to show you all how I achieve this look, step by step, exactly what it is that I do. I'm just going to turn around so you guys can see it from all angles. So normally I like my hair really big and full, but for this look, since I was going to an event at work, I left it more defined. So you could leave it like this, which is what I did this time, or you could pluck it out a little bit more to be bigger and fuller. Alright, let's get started. So step one is to wash my hair. So I won't make you all sit through my entire wash video. There's nothing really special about my wash routine anymore. I've been natural for quite a few years now, so I've simplified my routine. But if you want to see my entire routine in full length, you can click the link on the screen and it'll take you to that video. So now my hair is nice and clean. I have my t-shirt on top that I'm taking off that I use to soak up some of the water. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with Bantu knotting my hair, but step one is actually to blow dry my hair out. So I'm going to separate it into sections and use the tension method to blow dry my hair. I find that the tension method makes the breakage a lot less. You're not kind of ripping through your hair with a comb, and my hair is already detangled from when I conditioned it, which you would see in my wash video. I learned the tension method from my Natural Sistas on YouTube, so I'll put the link to their video in the box below. So I'm just parting it down the middle. I do about 4 sections for my blow dry. And especially here, since I'm not blow drying it to flat iron it, I'm just blow drying it to stretch it so that my Bantu knots are stretched. So here's my 4 sections. Again, I don't use a comb or anything because I'm just, trying to get through it quickly, not trying to make it too straight with a blow dryer, just enough to stretch it out so that my knots will dry quickly and so that they will be as long as possible. Now, as you can see, I use the butterfly clips just to portion off each section to keep it out of the way. And I'm using the Oyin Handmade hairdo to moisturize my hair. So I just use a little bit, probably about a dime size amount. Let's see if you can see that. Okay, maybe that's about a nickel size. And I just make sure I get my ends really good, because I do tend to have dry ends. So I rub that in pretty good. I kind of more so smooth it. I do a couple of rakes, but I more so smooth it on my hair. And then I rake it a little bit just to make sure it gets throughout the whole section. And there you'll see me carefully raking it through. This right here, what I have is a heat protectant. And unfortunately, I don't remember the name of it. The original bottle broke, and so I had to put it in this other bottle. But as you can see, I am spraying that throughout the section just to make sure that I don't get heat damage. That's like my worst enemy, my worst nightmare. So I really try to protect my hair from heat. So as you can see, I'm twisting that section back up after applying the heat protectant. And I'm just going to put the butterfly clip in it to hold it. And I do that to each section before I start blow drying. Alright, so that's just a little hairball. I try to keep track of my shedding just to make sure I'm not breaking off or losing too much hair. So now it's time to blow dry. here's my blow dryer. It's a Revlon Ionic ceramic blow dryer. I got it so long ago, but I love this blow dryer. And as you can see, it has the 2 settings, low and high, and then it has 3 heat settings. So for this blow dry, I'm gonna put it on high, and I'm actually gonna put it on hot heat. I did use my heat protectant, and I don't sit with it directly on my hair for too long, as you'll see, just to make sure I'm not burning it. So for the tension method, I just grab the section and kind of hold it and pull it as tight as I can, and just put the blow dryer up and down in kind of a waving motion on the section as I run it down my hair. And again, this helps with the breakage because you're not raking your fingers or necessarily a comb or a brush through your hair as you're blow drying, which can rip your ends off if you're too rough. I feel like when you're doing it with your fingers and just running your fingers through, then you can feel when you run into a tangle better, and you can slow down and slowly separate it versus a comb or brush. So I blow dry until my hair is completely dry in each section. Just feel it to make sure it's dry at the roots. You know, sometimes you can't really tell when everything is just so hot, so making sure I feel those roots and make sure those are as stretched as possible. So once I'm done with the section, I again just finger detangle it quickly, and I twist it up and clip it to keep it out of the way. And then just like with everything else, I do that to all 4 sides or all 4 sections. Kind of hot in here. It's Bantu knot time. So I'm going to take each section out, and it's time for me to do my Bantu knot. So I rake my fingers through my hair just again to make sure there are no tangles. And I'm going to use a spray bottle, which is full of water. And I'm also going to use this Eco Styler gel, just a little bit, just for some extra hold, since I do want this look to be more defined. But if I'm not going for such a defined look, I won't use the gel. So for each section, I just take my hair and split it in half once, so you'll see that. And then I spray just a little bit, and I always test spray before so it doesn't get too wet. So I spray maybe 1 spray on the front side and 1 on the back, or even if that's too wet, I'll just do 1 spray for the whole little mini section, because you don't want to get it too wet, just damp enough to mold. And then I'll use a dime to quarter size amount of hair gel on the section. Again, I only use the gel if I'm going for a super defined look, but for the most part I actually like my hair a little frizzier, so I don't. So now here I'm starting to twist my hair for the knot. So you just twist it tight all the way down, or at least halfway down, and you want it so tight that it will start to coil around itself if you put a little give in it. And then I just wrap it like a little teeny bun, and when you're wrapping it, the coil might loosen, so that's why you'll see me continuing to roll my finger around as I'm wrapping it to make sure it stays tight. And then some people tuck theirs, but I have to use this little teeny rubber band because my tucks don't stay. But I am sure not to do it tight because those will break off your hair. So I'll do maybe 2, or if the rubber band is looser, I might do 3 wraps around with the rubber band on each section. And there is my Bantu knot. These I do kind of medium size for this. So you'll see each section I'll do about 3 mini sections. So I'm going to split this in half and then do the same thing again to each one of those sections. So let me clip this out of the way. And here we go. A little spritz of water, very small. Again, you don't want to get it too wet because they will take forever to dry and they won't be dry when you wake up. There's my little bit of gel that I'm putting on. Just a little smooth and rake action. Then you twist that up into your coil. All the way as close to the end as you can. And then start twisting it into a bun, wrapping it into a bun, and twisting it with your finger as well. And the last step is to put the little black rubber band on. And there you go, Bantu knot. So I'm going to do that, like I said, to all sections. Do about 3 in each. There you can see that section. And then I'm going to split that in 2 as well. And now I'm done. So this last step, I kind of give each Bantu knot a little turn, just to make sure they're not too tight, because you see how tight I wrap mine and it can get a little too tight in the roots. So just giving that extra little twist, the opposite way of which you wrapped, will loosen that up a little bit for you. So here it is from the side, from the back. Clearly my parts aren't straight, doesn't really matter. And then the other side. Alright, so now it's time to go to sleep. See you guys in the morning. Alright, that was quick. It's the morning time now and I'm getting ready to take my knots down. So to take them down, I just take the rubber band off and I do unwrap the rubber band. And then to take it out, I just untwist it kind of the opposite way, just like how you did to loosen it. And then you just kind of pull it down without separating it quite yet. And we're going for the least frizz possible. So that's why you don't want to separate it, so that you're manipulating the section as little as possible. So you see me kind of twisting and pulling very gently to make sure I don't frizz it up too much. And then I do that to each section. So I'm going to have all these little springs sticking out on my head in a minute. Last one. Okay. So here we go. I look crazy. And then this is another trick to keep it defined, and this is how I separate it. So I untwist it with my finger because you made that coil. So I uncoil it first, and then I find where your hair naturally separates, and I pull it apart from there all the way up to the root. I don't run my fingers up and down the piece. I literally just find the separation point and pull it open. Obviously not too hard because you don't want to rip your hair out, but that's how I keep the definition without getting it too frizzy. And then I'll just kind of separate the roots as you just saw. So uncoil, find the natural separations, and kind of pull it open all the way up to the root. I think for this one I pulled about 6 times. I separated it about 6 times. But you can do more, like I said, or you can do less. The more you do, the more chance it is to get frizzy, but the more volume you'll have, which is normally how I would wear my hair on a normal day. But like I said, I was going to an event and I wanted a really fresh, neat, defined look for this day. So I separated it 6 times. So just do that to each section. And the reason I separate it so close to the root is so that I don't have to do as much to hide my parts at the end, which can also make it frizzy if you do end up having to do a lot to hide your parts. So there's that side. Alright, so it's all separated. I'm doing the last piece now. Okay, and so then this is how it looks right after I'm done separating. So you could go with this, or you can grab a comb and start picking. I don't have a hair pick, I lost it, but this is basically the same thing. So if you have a hair pick, just take it and tease out your roots very gently. Again, you don't want to be breaking or ripping your hair, but this gives you volume and it can also help hide your parts as well. So you just take it right at the root and comb it out about 1 inch or 2 inches from the root. Fluff you up a little bit and give you a little volume. And you can just keep doing that until your little heart is content. So I'm pretty much done now. I'm just doing a little extra tweaking and pulling and separating and fluffing just to get it exactly how I want it. So at this point you can feel free to play. Alright, so this is my final look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And if you try to style out, let me know how it goes.